Where's Stephanie at right now? Stephanie. Stephanie, 50 miler. And we are back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Wild Goose Trail Festival out here in beautiful Wayanda State Forest on the border of New Jersey and New York. I am your host, Elmani S. Viney, and I am here with the 50-mile finisher for the Wild Goose Trail Festival, Mr. Ben Kopp, but better known, especially on Strava, as Ben. Ben, congratulations, good brother.
Thank you so much, Almani.
So, how was it? I tell you, I remember seeing you flying through off the first lap, and you were just moving. How did you feel today?
I felt pretty good considering this is actually my first 50 miler I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah, so I've done like ultras that are like 36 miles, but I've never gone beyond that before. And
Wow.
this was like every year on my birthday, I try and test my own mortality. So I figured this year I would do it by doing the longest distance I've ran yet. And I felt like 50 was a good bump because, right, it's only a half marathon more than 36 miles.
Right. But some people, it's funny that you say that, but I think some people know that every mile could feel longer. So, yeah, it's only a half marathon more, but that extra mile or two can feel like forever.
Oh, totally. I remember when my friend Andre, he was first training for his first 100K, and we were like going over nutrition on the trail, and we were doing like back-to-back long runs together. And at one point, he just turned around and looked at me, and he's like, Ben, it's just 10Ks. How hard could it be? So I've always thought like the best thing to do is kind of break it up into that mentality. So
Right.
I didn't think about 50 miles. I
Okay.
thought about, well, this loop is 4.75 miles, and then
Right.
I'll be back. And then this loop is 7.75 miles. And so you just break it up into these like really digestible distances. And you don't look at your watch because your watch is evil. And
Right.
it will tell you that you're at 27 miles and you have 23 miles left to go. And that's an awful feeling.
Right. So that's interesting. So psychologically speaking, I'm really interested in knowing this for you. Does the way the loops are broken up here really play to a more positive psychological advantage?
Oh, totally. And even if it was like a point-to-point hike, you think about it in terms of aid station to aid station. And
Right.
that is like nice digestible because you also know like you get to that aid station, maybe you can sit down, put your feet up, have a snack, which I did not because honestly, when I run on that like zone 2, zone 3 threshold, I cannot chew anything. So today was purely fueled by gels and scratch over there from the tent.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about because, I mean, when we spoke a little bit over there by the tent and I was watching you come through, number one, you weren't wearing a vest. And and number two, your aid station stops were just like milliseconds. And that's why I was wondering, I said to myself, is he taking in any form of nutrition? Because it looked like you weren't, but you're saying you were.
Yeah, so basically, like, all right, so my dad was in the military, so he got very good with organization, and I feel like I adopted that kind of tidbit from him. So basically, in my bag, I had everything lined up in like a little holster.
Okay.
And every time I hit my tent, I would just duck under the rope, grab 2 gels, toss the gels out of my pocket, put them in, grab Mortal Hydration, rip the top off, dump it in, cruise around through the timing mat, fill it up, chug one, fill it back up, and then just go. So like
Wow.
it's basically no stopping at all.
So are you someone when you're taking in nutrition, especially when you're chugging, are you one that chugs the whole thing, or are you timing it per like 15 minutes, per half hour? How are you doing that?
So basically, yeah, like every 30 to 45 minutes, you want to take like some form of carbs.
Right.
Aiming for about 300 calories an hour minimum. So that's like what, 100 grams of carbs.
100 grams of carbs.
Yeah, which I think, like, and you look at the Tour de France riders, they're doing 120 to 150
Right.
grams of carbs now. And every time they get into the nutrition game and the nutritional science, they're like, actually just dump more in. Like,
Right.
people for so long were like, maybe 60, maybe 90. And they're like, no, just go for it as much as your stomach can take.
Wow. Did you have to do GI training for that?
So I pretty much struggle to eat like physical food. Sometimes
Okay.
when I'm running really hard, like I expect that if I ran a further distance than this in the future, that I would just slow my pace so my heart rate would be lower and it would probably be easier to eat. But at this type of pace where I'm like bumping around 150
Right.
beats per minute, I just can't eat.
Wow. So you can't eat. What was your pace time on this? I didn't get a chance to check.
926.
Wow. What was there any loop here, whether the pink, the blue, or the checkered, that was like your favorite that you said, I really love navigating this one?
So the checkered was actually my favorite because it involves a lot of road running, and
Yeah.
that's like one of my big things that I guess I'm talented at is just like when I hit a road, like it's really easy to jump into the sixes, and that doesn't bother me at all. Like that's like zone 2 running for me.
Right. So you was at so on the checkered, you was able to drop down to about 6 minutes.
Yeah, because you have that whole like 2 miles before
Right.
you hit that first uphill, and at that point I was like, that's my specialty. Just book it there, and then if you need to, you can make up time and energy just walking up a hill and
Right.
then run the downhills.
Right. And then you were only hitting one. I mean, it's a significant uphill
Yeah.
on the checkered, but then after that, you're
The
cruising down.
checkered actually has the longest uphill
Right.
of all of them.
Yes.
And it's sneaky because you don't expect it because it's right at the end
Yeah.
before you come back down. And I was like, oh, crap, when I hit it.
Yeah. Yeah. You hit it, and then you come back down. So it's interesting. You said this is your first 50 miles. How long have you been in trail running?
So I started trail running about 4.5 years ago. Actually, I have an exact date. It's March 21st, 2021.
Wow.
Was
Okay.
the exact date I ran for the first time on the trails. Believe it or not, I used to be over 200 pounds.
I used to be 200
Yeah.
pounds, so I get
So
it.
prior to that, like, I was very overweight. I never exercised. My friend actually gave me a mountain bike, which is what kind of got me into exercise. I mean, at first we were just using it to ride to the brewery and back. But after a while, my dad gave me his old road bike, and that's when I got into like endurance sports.
Okay.
And it was really quick after that, like riding all summer. And then I was talking to my bike mechanic, and at my bike mechanic, there was UCI professional cyclist who was an
Okay.
international cyclist, and she was like the coach that would work through that bike shop. And she basically told me, she's like, well, I love to see that you're getting into it, but she's like, if you don't have a bike trainer and you really want to keep your fitness up over the winter, she's like, you should probably start getting into running because otherwise you're not going to be able to bike on the road. And I put it off and I poo-pooed it. And my friend loves to share a Facebook post from me in November of 2020 where I said running is stupid. I still think it's stupid. It's a very stupid sport. I don't know why any of us do this, but it is a fantastic sport.
Yeah, it is stupid. It's really stupid when you're out there and you're in that tough spot and you're like, why am I doing this?
Yes. when you finish the race and you
Right.
have to have 3 people help you onto the floor so you can put your feet up on a chair, that's probably stupid.
I hear you. So when you and I were just talking briefly before we got on the interview, you said you guide hikes. Tell me about
Yeah.
that. I'm interested in that.
So I work for the Ranch Hudson Valley, and it's like it's a wellness program, a 3 or 4 day program based on the Ayurvedic cleansing process.
Okay.
So in that, they basically eat a vegan diet. We wake them up with Tibetan chimes at 6 o'clock in the morning. They take a short like yoga/stretch class in the morning that I teach. They have breakfast, and then we get out on the trails for 4 hours straight. It's kind of like a meditative hike, though it's great, and we love the community aspect of like being able to communicate with them, talk to them about, you know, things in their lives, and like sometimes there's just a bit of networking, but oftentimes it's pretty emotional and deep, the conversations on trail. In the afternoons, they have like massages, fitness classes, yoga, breathwork, meditation, and then a communal dinner before bed.
Wow. So is this more of a single day, or is this like, can you do weekend retreats?
It's a 3 or 4 day program,
Okay.
but you can extend it. We've had people stay 3 weeks before, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's crazy transformations. There's the lady who came to our Malibu location who lost 75 pounds over 2 months there.
Wow.
And completely transformed her life. Like,
Wow, wow. So on that, if people wanted to find out more, where could they go?
They could go to theranchlife.com.
TheRanchLife.com.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys heard that, TheRanchLife.com. So getting back to this, because it said I watched you run through and it was impressive, and you did not look, in my opinion, phased at all. What's next on your calendar in terms of, are there trail races that you're eyeing, whether here or outside of the state, that you say, hey, I want to go for that, in terms of maybe the race itself, same
Yeah.
miles or different mileage? I'm just curious.
So I don't have like a formal race on my calendar right now. I wanted to see how I did here. I do want to qualify for Boston. So
Okay.
I want to run a road marathon. I've never run a formal road race before, so I feel like it would be a good transition.
Right.
It sounds pretty boring because it's like one movement and
Right.
there's no pierogies at their aid stations. There's just cups of water.
Yep.
So I'm really looking forward to that. My friend offered me a hotel in Houston
Okay.
for the Houston Marathon in January, and I think I'm going to take him up on the offer.
So you're going to do that and qualify, but so
Yeah.
you say you don't have no trail marathons
Yeah.
on, but I'm pretty sure, especially by the way you did this, the fact that you're a hiker, that
Yeah.
at some point you're going to want to maybe tap into.
Oh, totally. I want to do like a destination one. I want to go. My friend Andre recently did one out in the Waldo 100K out in Oregon, and it just was absolutely gorgeous. And I want to do something like that, like where I travel to
Yeah.
a location, especially like Oregon is honestly my favorite state. I've been there somehow 3 times on 3 different road trips. So
Yeah, no, listen, I get it. I did 2 races out in Oregon. I did the I just finished the Gorge Waterfalls last
Ooh,
year, the
that's
100K
good. Yeah.
out there in Cascade Locks, which on the border of Washington State and here. When I say it's just magnificent.
That's like right on the Columbia River.
Yes,
It's gorgeous.
And the gorge itself, and even though the waterfalls were there and they were majestic, when you run past the gorge,
Yeah.
you this is one of the times where I say, I want to ask you this question too. It's one of the times where I appreciate not being a podium type runner, in the sense of that I'm competing for
Oh,
a
yeah.
place, because it allowed me to slow down and just really
Yeah.
take in that. And being someone that really, I think you're really acclimated to nature. Do you find that? I mean, yes, you won this, but do you find that you get out, you want to sort of kind of take in the environment of where you are, or are you just focusing on finishing?
So I think it's a little bit of both. I find these like tiny magical moments that happen. Like on my last loop here, I was coming down like where pink and blue share.
Yeah.
And there was like a monarch butterfly flying next to me, and I was like trying to catch him on my hand. And that's like, that stuff is like a blink of an eye where it lasts so short. Like sometimes you'll see like a vulture like swooping through the trees, and it's like those moments kind of hang in the air, and they're just like these beautiful things. And I kind of like that like temporal nature of like that experience, because it's like that is life. Life is just fleeting. It's gone 1 minute and
Right.
it's here the next. And those like tiny little moments you catch kind of like stick in your memory sometimes
Yeah.
the hardest.
Yeah. Dude, I don't think I can follow up after that. I think that is like the most absolute coolest way to close this interview segment. I want to thank you for coming on and taking the time, because I know you are tired.
Yeah, I'm about to go home, get in that bathtub, and eat some ice cream.
Ice cream. Yes, gotta love it. Ben,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you so
my
much,
brother.
Almani, and thank you,
so
Shay,
much.
behind here.
Thank you, guys. And we'll be back later on with the 50-mile winner. On the ladies' side, she's not in yet. We think we know who she's going to be. We're pretty confident about that. But I'll be back when she's ready to be interviewed. Other than that, we'll talk to you soon. This is Elmani Viney, your host, Sasquatch Trail Runners, for the Wild Goose Trail Festival out here in Way Yonder State Forest on the border of New Jersey and New York. Peace.